Hey folks, Chris Smith here from Smith Arms and Defense. So we are going to be doing a review today on the Crye Precision JPC 2.0. A lot of you guys out there are probably familiar with Crye Precision's products and the high quality that they provide. I mean, their pants, their vests, or their plate carriers. This is one of their plate carriers. I'm a huge fan of it. We're going to kind of go into some of the features. We'll bring the camera down up close. We'll talk about what they have what it has to offer. Some applications that it can be used for, what I use it for, and my overall opinion of this. So kind of a couple things we'll go over here real quick with it on me. As you can tell, it's pretty low profile. I mean, if I turn to the side here, I'm not a very big dude to begin with. It's a really low profile to my chest, and then you slap a chest rig on it, it still keeps a pretty low profile. So big fan of it. We'll go ahead and dive into the up close features of this, and we'll end the video with my opinion. Alright folks, so here it is. We have the JPC 2.0 right here in front of us. So JPC, for those that didn't know it, is a jumpable plate carrier. This thing's really cool. It's got a lot of neat features on it, and we're about to go in depth. This thing also has some features that the old one did not have. So one of those features that this has that the old one doesn't have is, if you notice here, it doesn't have the integrated mag pouches in it. I honestly like that. I think it's a good thing because there's a ton of good chest rigs out on the market that you can use that attach using the Velcro system here up front. So it's got a lot of Velcro paneling right here. It's still got the molly loops for if you have the old school pouches and whatnot, especially up here. I don't really run anything that high because it's running up on your high chest, but that's just my my personal opinion. So, so the first feature we're going to go over here is that this thing has a two-step emergency doffing system, which means that in the event that you're injured through the side or for some reason you need to get this thing off quick, fast, and in a hurry, it's got these little emergency pull tabs here that you pull, and it's connected to the back and to these little Velcro tabs right here, and that rips the Velcro open and detaches the carrier, so that way all you got to do is peel it off of you. If you're running a chest rig, that adds a little bit of extra steps to it, but if you're running this as a standalone armor system, it generally comes off relatively easy, and this stuff will come loose with the weight of the plates, whatever plates you're running. So that's a pretty nifty feature. So the next, like we mentioned before, is the front panel. Lots of Velcro space on this thing, which is pretty nifty. If you run a rig like I have here, the DC3R Heavy by Haley Strategic, you'll see this in another video. That thing I can mount here and run it with no problems. So if I'm running operations where I just need a low profile armor carrier on, like if I got a jacket on or something, and then stuff really goes wrong quick like it does, I can boom, grab that out of my bag or my truck, throw it on, and I got rifle mags and everything I need to fight with a rifle. So I like that. It's very modular in that aspect. So the pockets for the plates, let's flip this guy over here so you guys can see it. You can see here it's made out of a more stretchy material, which stretches to different thickness of plates. So if you run AR500 plates, you can fit them in here. I have done it. It is a little bit of a tight fit, especially if you got the PaxCon liner on them, like I do my AR500 plates, which are not in here at the moment. It tends to be really stiff. I had a little bit of a tough time getting those in there, but it's not really made for armor like that, but they do fit for those out there that are wondering. So that's another pretty nifty feature. So because I know plates can come in different sizes, different thicknesses and stuff. This one's made for a 10x12 plate, which I have inside here, just a ceramic plate. Oh, moving on. Zippers. So if you got panels that you want to fit on the back here, you got the ability to add zip-on panels back here. So if you want to run something else in addition to here, packs and things of that nature, you can add them on there as well with that. The cummerbund. This is probably one of my favorite features, and this right here is what drew me to this plate carrier. As you can tell here, it's a skeleton cummerbund, which one, lightens it up, two, still keeps that really low profile. It keeps the chest rig compressed to your chest, helps it keep it from moving around, protecting those vital organs. And three, it's great for ventilation. This thing does not get that hot. I can run around, do what I need to do, especially if I'm training or whatever. And I stay relatively cool in this thing. It's not terrible, not like the old IBAs or the IOTVs that the Army uses. Pretty big fan of this. You can still add side plates. You have the ability to add, you got MOLLE webbing there, so you can add a side plate carrier if you want to run ceramics. I don't, just for the reason that how I like my setup is that I want to be mobile, I want to be fast, and I don't want to be weighed down. So I prefer not to run side plates for the protection that they give you. To me, honestly, it's not worth it. Just in my opinion. Some people are like, oh, that's blasphemy, and sorry, I don't care. But that's my opinion. That's why I like it, because it allows me to, you know, go and do what I need to do quick, fast, in a hurry, so I can get out and get back home safely, whatever the situation may be. So that's the skeleton cummerbund. It's also got a drag handle, which is really nice. Get this thing moving here. It can support up to 400 pounds in weight. So if you got somebody that's, you know, 250, 300 pounds, this thing will drag them if they're injured, no problems, none whatsoever. It's very, very durable. As you can tell here, one feature I wanted to point out, you can look at the stitching here. The stitching is, you know, it's top notch. It's well put together. It feels solid when you look at it. I was a little nervous about it when I first bought it because of the price, which we'll talk about here in just a second, and it was definitely worth it. So weight. So this thing weighs just slightly over a pound, and you know, I think that feature is absolutely amazing. I mean, they kept it sleek, slim, light, but yet didn't sacrifice the quality that we know that Crye stands behind. I mean, their products are really phenomenal, and I look forward to hopefully getting to do some more reviews on some of their stuff later on down the road. So with that, guys, we'll go ahead and zoom the camera back out. We'll talk about, you know, some uses of this carrier, price point, and we'll close the video out. So, alrighty. Alright folks, so we're going to go ahead and dive into a little bit of the uses for this vest, but first I kind of want to talk about why I use it and what I picked it for, and some of the reasons why I picked this vest. So I picked this vest primarily for self-defense, and I know some people are probably thinking, oh well, if somebody breaks into your house at night, you're not going to don body armor, you're going to, you know, run and react. You're right. You know, something like that happens, I'm going to grab my pistol, possibly my rifle if it's there, and I am going to react. When I mean self-defense, I mean in a worst case scenario where I am going to need something to protect me, and you know, there's plenty of, you know, things that people may not think about, and you know, like you can use Hurricane Katrina for a good example. Is that, you know, when the hurricane came through, everybody was left with nothing. Looters were, you know, looting houses, stores, and such. And you know, people were left to defend themselves without any help from law enforcement, because, you know, people were responding. Like I said, God bless what those guys do. I have nothing but respect for them, but they can't be there 24/7. So you are the first responder. So sometimes you need necessary gear. So, you know, I live in Kansas. We have tornadoes here, and my mindset is, a tornado blows over my house and I'm left with a pile of rubble. That's my pile of rubble. I'm defending it. So no matter whatever possessions I have left or what's been destroyed, it's mine. That's kind of the purpose of why I've got this and why I went this route. Like I said, some of the features that caught my eye on this is that it is made to be fast. It's not made, you know, to protect you from, you know, serious amounts of shrapnel, because, you know, we aren't really facing that kind of a threat here. So the need for a lot of bulky extra Kevlar on this isn't there. That stuff just slows you down. So I like that about this. The other thing is, I like the cummerbund, because like I said, I don't run side plates, and that's just more material there, and I like the fact that this thing keeps me cool. I did run this in a class a few months back, and it handled very well. I wasn't really that sore from it. I was sore from other activities, but not from just wearing the carrier. So I like that about it, how low profile it is. I mean, if I have to wear this under a jacket, it can stay hidden. And that kind of leads us into where we're going to go into next. So there are other people out there that use this. This thing has been battle tested. I'm not sure if any law enforcement agencies use this. If they don't, I definitely think it has some applications out there for you guys. So something to keep your eyes on. I know the military uses this. I know there are some special operations units that utilize this vest, and then I know that this has been issued out to some of the infantry guys and the people over in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it has served them pretty well. I've talked to a couple different people that have actually used it, and from everything that I've heard from anybody that has run this vest has said that it's a good carrier. So that kind of pretty much leads me into the last topic that we're going to talk about, and that is price. I always leave the price at the end of the videos because I don't want somebody just shutting off the video right off the bat. I want them to hear what it's got to offer and what leads into the price point. So this isn't necessarily a cheap vest. It's actually pretty pricey. However, it's worth it. So the price is $359. That's before tax and shipping. However, I'm a firm believer of the saying, make your wallet cry once, enjoy the product that you got for the rest of its lifetime. And a lot of these products will last your entire lifetime. I highly suspect that if I take good care of this thing, it's going to take care of me, and it will last me a good amount of years. So I'm very happy with with paying the price that I did for it. It is worth the money. I have no questions on that. It is a phenomenal product. So if you guys have any questions, or if there's any points that I may have possibly missed, please leave them in the comments or shoot us an email, and I'll include the email address down below, and I'll also include the Crye Precision's website down below on this so you guys can look it up some more. If you guys also again like this, hit us up on our Facebook page, tell us what you thought about it, and if you really liked it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us. We would greatly appreciate it. So, as always guys, remember, your right to self-defense is self-maintained.